Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Europe, from Varna University of Management here in Bulgaria. Can I get a sign that you guys can hear me, see me?
Yes,
Brilliant.
Christina.
Thank
Well,
you.
we can hear
Thank
you.
you, Ryan. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here again today after a very successful session we had yesterday. For starters, let me once again thank our colleagues and partners and Royal People College for having organized the face-to-face meeting at their premises. From what we've seen online, it's been brilliantly organized, and I cannot thank you enough for this as a project coordinator. In addition, of course, I'd like to thank everyone who was with us yesterday and who has joined us again and tuned in today again. I hope you're looking forward to a very successful session today. For starters, I'd like to guide you, if I'm allowed to, through the agenda. We have some more, so to speak, housekeeping rules to explain and follow today, simply because it's going to be a slightly different Zoom session. I mean, the second part of today's agenda is going to be slightly different compared to what we're usually used to. As you may recall, in the application form and also in our project agenda, we promised to organize a brokerage session, a networking session between universities in the Friends project. So universities in Europe and in the ASEAN region, and universities, higher education institutions in Bhutan. Remember, this is a conference, final dissemination conference targeted primarily at universities in Bhutan, with the aim to enhance their the number of partnerships they have with universities in Europe and in the ASEAN region. So for this, we're going to organize 5 breakout sessions during the second part of this of today's meeting and conference online. Today, everybody has joined us online. The facilitation of the breakout sessions will be slightly more challenging than the one we would have if we would have been in Bhutan today. I mean, speed dating, so to speak, online is more difficult than doing this face-to-face. And also getting to know others is easier when we have them present with us. I mean, passing on over a message when we are around is much easier. So, long story short, I'd like to thank everyone for your patience today concerning the breakout sessions facilitation. We have a strong team here, and we'll do our best to ensure that the technical provision is as efficient and speedy as possible. Before we jump to the breakout sessions, however, we have an hour session with further plenary inputs and contributions from partners in the Friends project. We are going to hear from partners at the University of Cebu in the Philippines, Cebu Technological University in the Philippines, as well as a colleague and partner from Svay Rieng University in Cambodia. Before we proceed with the contributions, with the partners' presentations, may I please ask everyone registered attending this session in Zoom to follow the instructions regarding renaming yourselves on the list of participants as per the chat, as per the information and instructions in the chat session. You may refer to my registration. So country, in Bulgaria, _VUM, and Varna University of Management, _ my name, Christina Matlieva. The reason for asking you to do all of this is to help our colleagues in the technical control panel to to help them with the breakout sessions distribution, and also partners being moved around for the purposes of the breakout sessions. Also, so apart from registration, I mean, or renaming yourselves, we would be very grateful if you guys could, and also apart from already having asked for your patience and understanding, I'd like to draw your attention to the following concerning the breakout sessions. So first of all, we will start at 10:30 Brussels time. And because we have one Zoom session, one Zoom space here where we're meeting, and it will be challenging to switch breakout sessions at once. So a slight delay of half a minute or 30 seconds or 50 seconds may occur. So don't get discouraged if you are being left in the main room waiting to be transferred to the respective breakout session. To the next one, just wait patiently, because like I said, we can't move people around at the same time. It requires slight, it will end in result in slight delay of half a minute or a minute or so. So this is message number one. Message number two is, that is very important, is that we, like the partners in the Friends project, will be the one moving around across the 5 identified breakout sessions with potential partners, existing and potential future partners from Bhutan. In other words, so partners in Bhutan will be staying in their rooms throughout the whole breakout session series, and partners in Friends will be moved around. We would have a group of European partners representing Istanbul Aydın University, Budapest Metropolitan University, Silesian University of Technology, and of course, Fine University of Management as a project coordinating institution from Bulgaria. We will be having a separate group of visitors, potential new partners of Bhutanese universities allocated to Malaysia, a separate one for Thailand, Philippines, and respectively Cambodia. So for those who are attending this, who are new to these instructions, we have already discussed this in the consortium, but obviously we have a lot of external colleagues present and potential future partners present today. So for those of you, I will repeat all of this once again. Apologies if it sounds a bit too much for starters. This is just a heads up to digest this information, and before we actually proceed to the breakout sessions, I'm going to take the liberty and repeat more or less the same, just to make sure that everybody is aware of the rules. And, you know, at the end of the day, we have a successful online speed dating and networking sessions. By the way, each networking session will be a total duration of 15 minutes. And when the 15th minute comes, you would be automatically moved to the main space. I mean, by the technical staff members here at VUM. So make sure that, you know, all the thanks and exchange of contacts and contact data are processed before the 15th minute ends, because you would be automatically anyway transferred back those of you who would be moved around to the main session. And one more thing, remember, we asked everybody to prepare a presentation card, introduction card, however we name it. That was a lovely suggestion on behalf of, from Ayşe, our colleague in Turkey. I hope all of you have prepared those, and it would be good also to sort of follow your presentations or introductions during the sessions by referring to these documents. Those are already available on the Google Drive link that is public, and all of you after today will have access to this information. If, for instance, we would need to follow up and get in touch with a number of universities in Bhutan, provided they've uploaded, we have their card already available, we will be able to find the contact data without, or you would be able to find that without contacting us Anyway, enough with the instructions, technical housekeeping rules for starters. I suggest we kickstart the actual interesting part of this session, that is the presentation series of project results and activities. Let's start with, as the agenda suggests, with the team of UC. I hope, guys, you can hear us. You can see me. You are audible. You will be. Can you proceed with your presentation? I hope also you have the right to share your slides. The floor is yours. We have a team, a presentation prepared by Dino, Perry, and Mana, Christina, Hernais, Eds from yesterday. Eds, huge thank you for your contribution and for leading session 2 yesterday. We really recognize and very much appreciate your help and support. Francis, Joseline, Abayet, guys, the floor is yours. We are going to Cebu now.
Go.
A pleasant day to our friends from different parts of the world who are joining with us today. I am one of the boot campers from the University of Cebu, and today I will be virtually bringing you to our home, the Philippines. Next. The 5 of us were born and raised from different parts of the Philippines. We have one from North Cebu. We also have one from Central Cebu, Bohol, and Zamboanga del Sur. And one of us was even born outside the Philippines in Indonesia. Knowing the Philippines as a country that consists of different islands, this also means that it has a variety of culture from island to island. Growing up, we were cultivated and nurtured depending on the culture present of the places we live in. But as a child, we do not mind that much of the diversity present around us. As years passed and we continue to go on our journey, we are slowly getting exposed to different cultures among us. Gwen, who as a child was into arts and painting and has encountered different artists and artworks internationally. Jean, who was into pageantry, was able to meet co-candidates who are of foreign nationalities. Christine, who was also an aspiring singer, has been exposed to different international genres and was able to meet different singers who are also with different nationalities. Ella, who has been a part of a marching band, was able to meet her foreign friends during her time in the marching band. Lastly, my exposure to folk dancing has made me encounter people of different cultural backgrounds during the time I was given a chance to be one of the dancers in Sinulog, the mother of all festivals in the Philippines. During these times, we were awakened about how diverse culture is. But it was also during this time that we are not competent enough to handle the cultural differences. Upon entering college at the University of Cebu, we were more challenged about how diversified the environment we are in. We have students coming from different provinces of the Philippines who have different culture than us, and we also see international students who are studying with us in the same university. The challenge of diversity has opened into an opportunity for learning. We were introduced to the IACD MOOC, which aims to introduce and instill cultural awareness and intercultural competence among students. The lessons of the MOOC were interesting, and the activities given were really made to test the things we have learned during the courses. The MOOC helped us in various ways of understanding culture and addressing the challenge of having a diverse environment. We also get to experience the making of the digital story, wherein we were able to share our own intercultural experiences. Receiving the intercultural passport at the end of the courses was gratifying, knowing that our hard work and efforts in completing the course has finally paid off. Plus, the intercultural passport was the proof that we have undergone series of studies to learn about cultural diversity and gain intercultural awareness. Unknowingly, completing the MOOC and the digital story was our ticket for a golden opportunity. We were chosen to be part of the lucky students to join the bootcamp last June 2022 in Bulgaria, and we were able to apply all the things we have learned during the MOOC. During the bootcamp, we were able to experience lectures, interactive events, and activities, and we were able to know more about the culture of Bulgaria through our cultural tours. As you can see in the photos, we were able to meet our highly competent and exceptional professors, and we are lucky to be graced with knowledge in the field of expertise in intercultural awareness and cultural diversity, in pitching and presenting, innovation and creativity, and events management. These lessons were helpful, especially that once we return to our home countries, we are the ones who will be managing cultural activities in the tea house. The boot camp has imparted us many lessons, and the friendship and bond that we have created with our co-boot campers is something that we will surely treasure for the rest of our lives. We went to Bulgaria equipped with cultural awareness thanks to the MOOC, and meeting our friends from different parts of the world during the boot camp strengthened our intercultural competence. Of course, we owe our deepest gratitude to those who made this memorable journey possible. We thank the European Union, Erasmus Plus program, and Friends Project for creating this kind of opportunity to educate and give students their best intercultural experience, most especially to the University of Cebu for their unfaltering support in providing an avenue where students grow to become globally competent individuals. Coming back to the Philippines, we became more confident knowing that our cultural experience was indeed life-changing. It turned us to become better individuals and be the best of both worlds. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening.
Ciao.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. This was really very interesting, and I really appreciate that you're wearing your national costume. Those are beautiful, and we're really impressed. Thank you so much. I'm wondering if colleagues in the audience would like to ask a question eventually. Or maybe those of you, oh, beautiful, thank you. Or maybe those of you who have been in touch with your students in the bootcamp organization would like to ask a question. It's, guys, we had the bootcamp this summer. It took place at the UM, Environmental Management, in the summer of 2022. We finally, once international travel had become possible, we finally managed to organize and host that. Needless to say, it was an honor to have the brilliant students here, teachers and trainers training them. Were absolutely impressed with enthusiasm, the skills, the abilities of the students, and we are very hopeful that those students, once they've returned back home, they are continuing with their work in the Friends tea houses we mentioned yesterday. Wondering if any questions or feedback you might have. Thank you once again, team UC.
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead,
Christina.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So, how is it translated to your way of life now in terms of imbibing that cultural sensitivity? Can you give a concrete a case or experience where you have applied it in your interactions with people, especially of other nationalities or tribes or community?
So my experience during the boot camp was applied in my life during our tea house activities. Here in University of Cebu, we have different cultural activities for our students. For example, tomorrow we will be having an eco-cultural fashion show, which highlights the diversity of culture and inclusivity through sustainable fashion. And we also have an activity with the Ati community here in Cebu. The Ati community is our partner community here at the University of Cebu. And knowing that the Ati community has different culture than us, we can apply our intercultural competence during our interaction with them.
Okay, so I'm more asking in terms of the past experience. How has it changed you in terms of your cultural sensitivity? Are you
It
more
changed me.
culturally sensitive right now? Of course,
Yes,
I think
ma'am,
so.
of course. Because with the help of the MOOC and the boot camp, I can say that I have really increased my cultural sensitivity, because
Okay.
before I was even afraid to interact with foreigners, but now I am now more confident in interacting with them because I know that I am competent enough to interact with them right now.
Okay, that's what I want to
Especially that
hear.
especially
Okay,
that
thank you.
during the boot camp, we have a face-to-face interaction with people of different nationalities. So I know that I have enough experience to communicate with them more and interact.
Okay, so we transform the lives of 50 boot campers, no? Thank you.
I'm wondering actually if you are in touch with, or still in touch with the boot campers, the rest of the boot campers from Bhutan, Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand.
Yes, actually, ma'am, some of the boot campers, we still interact with each other through Instagram.
Right, fantastic. And I also see Daisy Torino from CTU, who also attended our boot camp. Daisy, can you second this statement that you are also in touch with the other boot campers?
Yes, we are keep in touch through social media and Facebook.
Mhm. Is there anything you would like to add when it comes to your experience with the boot camp, Daisy?
Actually, I am the next presenter.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. Yes, you see how unaware of course unaware your CTU is coming, but of course this is you. Thank you for reminding me. I'm happy to give you right away the floor if there are no further questions for our colleagues and boot campers from UC. Feel free to take over, Daisy. Thank you once again, UC team. Thanks. I know we always can
Thank you.
rely on you. And you may recall actually that yesterday we mentioned the fact in the session with Adrian View from the European Commission that actually in this consortium we already have ongoing partnerships outside the Friends project. Actually, UC is one of the universities we are currently implementing our third international credit mobility project. So we already welcomed students in 2020, in 2021, and we have a newly approved project for collaboration with UC. So more students from UC will be coming over, and our partnership is as strong as I hope it would stay. So now over to another university in Cebu, that is CTU. Daisy, the floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, very well.
Okay, so hi, good morning to friends in Europe and good afternoon to friends in Asia. First of all, I would like to say thank you, Christina, for the privilege of having me being part of this program. And it is an honor for me to speak on behalf of Friends Bootcamp students as well. So today, I would like to share with you how I became part of the Friends Project and what I thought about the Friends Project before attending the boot camp in Varna University of Management in Bulgaria, and how my perspective changed. For me, this project could be an example for a great impact to the youth. Of course, to the leaders of the Friends Project here, you all know it already, but speaking as a product of Friends Project, that's why I am here today. So by the way, my name is Daisy Torino. Anyway, 2 years ago, it was in the middle of the lockdown during pandemic. I received a message from the director of internationalization in CTU Bareilly campus, Professor Andrea Matildo. She encouraged me to take the intercultural awareness and cultural diversity massive open online course. Then after that, she said I had qualified to join the digital storytelling contest. Yeah, I took the course out of interest and made a digital story. Then my digital story won, entitled Exploring New Horizons, which is available in Erasmus Plus Friends channel and YouTube. So through that, I qualified to join the student bootcamp. Back then, I didn't know much about this project. My perspective was, you will take the IACD MOOC, you'll gain intercultural passport, and make a digital story. That's it. It wasn't even relevant to my course. That's how I thought at that time. You know, sometimes we fail to appreciate the value of opportunities until they become a memory or unless we seize them. But that perspective of mine changed when I finally joined the bootcamp. So here are some of the students of the 2022 student bootcampers. 50 students came from 5 countries in Asia: the Philippines, Cambodia, Bhutan, Thailand, and Malaysia. So we spent 4 weeks together during the bootcamp. We studied together, we learned together, we eat together, we traveled together, and sometimes we partied together. So what does a Friends bootcamper's journey look like? Okay, off to Bulgaria, attend the bootcamp classes, learn, socialize, make new friends, expand network, take wisdom from the pros, earn a certificate, and back to our respective countries. And done. Is that it? Is that the end? Or just the beginning? Surely, it is just the beginning. And that leads me here now to give back to the Friends Project. I ask myself, what can I contribute to this event? And it leads me to another question. And that question is, what impacted me most about the project? And what quality did I gain from this project that left a mark on me? So here are the things I was glad to take with me from my experiences with Friends Project. And as I have considered, there are 5 stages of growth and 1 immeasurable asset for life that the Friends Project offers to the youth. First, expand your horizons. How's your first time leaving the country? Have you wondered what is out there? How many cultures out there? How many cultures are doing the same things as you are? You know, the first time I left the Philippines for my internship in the Netherlands, I was so scared and so nervous. I was so full of what ifs. What if I'll get sick there? What if I will miss eating rice? Did you have Filipino food? How am I going to fit in? You know what? Just go to the airport, step on that plane, have courage, just deal with what ifs when they come. You will be fine. You'll figure it out. Trust me, because I did. You know, I am so proud of those students who traveled abroad for the first time and attended the boot camp in Bulgaria on their own. The boot camp is one way of helping students to expand their horizons, to make us see what is beyond our practices, what is beyond our cultures, what is beyond our nationalities. And there's only one way to answer that question. Once our eyes open to foreign ground and we see there is so much more to the world that we live in, we might think that our nationality seems small. And it's okay. It is. And that leads to stage 2. You grow beyond nationality. Could you set aside your culture for the chance to grow as a person? Sometimes it's challenging, isn't it? But now we expanded our perspectives, we learn to be more open and appreciative of other cultures from different countries. And that leads us to better understanding that every culture has different approaches to things, different food, different ways of education, different business ethics, and the list goes on and on. You know, in Asia, we are more collectivist compared to European countries, which are more individualist. But despite these differences, we can combine our efforts, our ways of doing, and our cultures, and we can achieve so much more than the sum of our parts. So when we see the world beyond our nationality, we will be more open to nationalities' abilities in a way we can't imagine today. And that leads to stage 3. We increase your awareness of internationally diverse skill sets. So, how many nationalities have you encountered? Do you know the set of skills each nationality can contribute? For example, the Dutch are great at advanced farming. The Swiss leads the innovation in the world. The English are great engineers. The Indians are excellent mathematicians. So what I'm going to say is, during our boot camp, 5 countries were mixed together for the duration of our activities, and we did a cultural analysis for a chosen country. Besides the fact that everyone had abilities in different areas, I found that they had traits that I really admired. In Thailand, Gigi, she's very smart and witty. In Philippines, Phil from SLU, he is a great leader. From Cambodia, Moni, he works extremely hard and very dedicated. In Malaysia, Junji, he is shy at first, but once he get out from his shell, he got tons to offer. From Bhutan, Jimmy, he is very smart, talkative, and very passionate and full of ideas. So see, together we made an amazing team. And by that, we get the best results and made a lot of noise on our project. So you see, when you meet people from other countries and work together, swap stories, and discover what you have in common, you will be amazed that we have in common at all. Beyond that, everyone has something to bring to the table if you're open to listening and learning from each other. So once you acknowledge the skill sets of people of other nationalities, you'll truly begin to understand all that can be achieved together. And so, since we have now gained some awareness of internationally diverse skill sets, that leads you to the next stage. You increase your potential for further achievement. So how much potential do you have right now? You know, during our boot camp, we met, we became friends, and we learned about each of our differences from cultures, food, language, manners, and business ethics, and so on. These aspects gave us a better idea of what could be achieved far beyond the limits of our own nations. So when you have the knowledge and understanding of these differences, the standards that you will expect will be higher than before. You will have to come to know that what everyone is out there doing. And so you will expect more from yourself too, in order to live up to the standards of those you've met. When you hold yourself to world-class standard, you might find you're not satisfied by small victories, but actually want to start to improve in all areas of your life. So you will gain a profound new respect for yourself, because what once challenging for you will now seem very simple. So with your new knowledge and ambition, you will be prepared to act on the world stage. So keep learning, keep growing, keep going. Finally, you will discover that something else has happened without you even noticing. And that is the explosion of career avenues. So the more you know, the more you can do. When you're working with people from other countries, you'll be expected to live up to their standards, as you will expect them to live up to yours. True story, based on my experience. This sounds like it's impossible, but by the time that you've reached this stage, you will realize you are already able to get into any environment and shine. You excel on your own. You know, not every country is equal, but now you find yourself ready and prepared for the standards set by the world. At this point, all that is left for you is to apply what you have learned and watch the doors of opportunities open before you. So it's about this time that you will most likely come to realize what you have truly gained from the Friends project. So you've expanded your horizon, you grow beyond your nationality, you learn about diversity of skills across the globe, you increase your potential for further achievement, and are aware your career avenues are wide open. You are now competitive, knowledgeable, and ready. You know, you have now something that perhaps you lacked in the beginning. Something that youth is struggling to gather when the time comes to step forward to the world, and that is self-confidence. So, in a clear picture, this is how I view Friends project and all that it has done for me and all that it could do for the youth. So I was wrong in the beginning. I thought it's not relevant for me. So regardless of your field of study, it is relevant after all. So now I'll ask myself again, what quality did I gain from this project that left a mark on me? Now, when I think about Friends experience, what is that quality? And that is, when I think about Friends, it fills me with self-confidence. You know, self-confidence is a superpower. Once you start to believe in yourself, magic starts happening. And nobody can take that away from you. But imagine youth with confidence. Those are the group of individuals that will make a big difference to the world, as youth is the next generation and the future of us all. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the Friends Project impacted on me. I hope it will do the same for you. Thank you.
Wow, Daisy, what a presentation. I'm touched personally and professionally. That was brilliant. Thank you so much. No one has ever put in words so well the Friends impact. I mean, literally, you know, thrilled to see this in a slide, summarizing everything we wanted to achieve when we were drafting and designing the project 4 or 5 years ago. So now you've put it on paper, and we're going to talk about project impact again at our meeting online with the project partners in the beginning of November. And I think we'll start with your slides about the Friends impact and how actually really what was the actual difference this project managed to bring and to make for students engaged, for institutions involved. You may recall that yesterday I had a slide with figures about the project impact on students, according to student statements on their global skills improvement, also employability, personal growth, etc. At the end of the day, this is really what this project is meant to do and to bring as a change to everyone involved. Thank you so much, Daisy. I'd like to ask if there are questions from the audience, apart from the applauses you got in Zoom. Anyone to ask a question from Daisy? It's all clear that everybody she really enjoyed is enjoying being involved in the project, and it's been very useful. Thank you, Daisy, once again. Thank you also to your coordinators. Actually, I'm going to literally do that, like thanking CTU for their participation in the project by giving the floor to Ronald Galindo, who is the next speaker. Ronald has been part of the project since the very beginning, and we're looking forward now to hear more from him about development of a mobile instructional technology equipment for community development plans, implementation of the Friends project. Remember the community development strand or component of the project when it comes to developing and supporting, enhancing diversity within our own environments is crucial for internationalization at home at universities, for improving intercultural competence, etc. So, Ronald, we are happy to hear from you about CTU's community development plan implementation. I hope you can see me, you can hear me, and you can take the floor now. Ronald Galindo, I know he was with us in the morning. I saw him registered. Maybe connection is not that good now. Can anyone, do we see him online? Unfortunately, we seem to have lost him. I know he was here in the morning. Maybe he can connect, he will connect again. But in the meantime, we can move forward. I really hope Ronald will be back to talk to us about CTU's community development plan implementation. In the meantime, can we move to Cambodia? Bill, I see you. I hope you can hear us, and you can take over the floor with your presentation about being the only foreigner at the university. Can you talk about this a little bit?
I'll just see if I can find my file.
Okay, very good. Thank you. You mean your presentation, Bill?
Yeah.
Did you upload that on our...
I uploaded it, yeah.
Yeah, maybe my colleagues can search for that in the Google Drive in the meantime. Wow. Daisy, Katya, can we sort of put Bill's presentation, share that if you have access right now to it? Bill, in the meantime, maybe you can start and then, oh, it's coming.
Yeah, I can just talk about it.
And actually, Ekaterina already is sharing.
here we go.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Bill, the floor is yours. You have your
Thank
slides.
you.
We're happy to hear from you.
Yeah, so how do I flick the screen to keep going to the next slides?
Well, you know, when somebody else is sharing the slides, that goes.
Here we are, yeah.
Oh, you can do
So
that.
I first came to SIU, pardon the era, 2009 to 2011 through New Zealand Aid. So I was sent on assignment because the university was quite new at that stage, and the assignment was to set up management systems and procedures. I returned in 2014 as an employee of the university after being invited by the rector. I was originally employed as an English teacher and advisor, and then I set up a scholarship scheme in 2015. So far I've got scholarships for 43 young women from very poor families and one amazing young man who is totally blind, who's driving. Can go to the next one. Yeah, so this is just an example. I've had some people come and visit and have a big relationship with the students. So the photo on the left, if you see the young white man there, that is my godson, Alex. He came to visit. And this was a surprise birthday party that the students in year 4 put on for me. I've tried to do more photos and less sort of talk. Can we move again? So I live at the university and as well as working here. So I have had to set pretty strict rules that students can talk to me around campus. A lot of students now come to the tea house because I've also set that up as my office, and we have a coffee shop. So every Saturday and Sunday mornings we have English club sessions. Saturday is the younger students, so they're year 1 between about age 17 and 19, and Sunday the more mature students, so they're year 3 and year 4, and they're aged between about 20 and 22. So once a month, as part of my coping strategy, I go to Phnom Penh for shopping and a lot of other things, and I enjoy the anonymity of that, because in the whole of the city, there's 2 foreigners, myself and Steve, who's the other one, and he is British. So I also use Messenger to communicate with my family in New Zealand, one sister and my daughter, every month. So one fortnight one, the other fortnight the other. So we've tried to get a variety of different nationalities and different sorts of accents to come and work with the students in English Club and the tea house. So this photo on the left is Steve. He's the other foreigner that actually lives in Swaring. He's British. He's been here about 8 years. And him and I also work jointly at a private school in the city. And this gentleman is my cousin, Kevin, and he's from Australia. So the students really enjoyed experiencing different accents and different ways of listening to English. Next month, we have what is called an American Fellow coming, who will join us for 9 months, and he will also help. I don't know about the other countries and that are members, but here a lot of young men, when they're about 10 or 12, join the monkhood. And that's the way that they get sponsored through all their education, but in return, they're expected to do charity work for the community. So the gentleman here is Lay Vechinak, who was in year 4 at the time. So he asked me to go with him when we were doing, taking books and pens and everything out to the children. So here, giving the things. The thing I noticed that was quite funny was the little children wanted to touch my skin to see if it felt the same as their skin. So it was, yeah, quite different. Move to the next one. Oh, that's it. But really, it's a lot of you came and visited Swiring just before the COVID hit. And as you'll know, it's a small provincial city. One of the things we're doing now is we find it very hard to get teachers, even Khmer teachers, to come and teach here. So about 70% of our students study in the weekend because we get teachers coming down from the universities in Phnom Penh who teach in the weekend. And our 4 young ladies that went on the boot camp have been identified as potential future teachers because they live in the province, they've got a commitment to the province. So 2 of them have just started year 3 and we're mentoring them, and 2 have just started year 4. So we're mentoring them, and through the Higher Education Improvement Project, we will get scholarships for them to do their masters through the Institute of Foreign Languages at the Royal University of Phnom Penh. So we're doing more and more work around developing our own teachers rather than trying to bring teachers in from Phnom Penh all the time. So it is unusual. All the students are extremely friendly. As we wander around, as I wander around the campus, they all want to come and practice English when they see me. And the 43 students that are on scholarships, they have individual sponsors and they keep in good contact and have a good relationship with those people. So, any questions?
Thank you, Bill, for your presentation and for sharing your personal experience. There is a question of being the only foreigner on campus. So there is a question coming from Rochelle from St. Louis University. Rochelle, over to you.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to my retiring and also doing what you do, meaning going to a perhaps a far-flung area. I don't know if it can be in the Philippines or elsewhere. And in my mind, I would like to do that, but I don't know whether I can sustain years to stay in a community, considering that I have a family back home. So how do you sustain yourself? I know that you often drop by at Phnom Penh and then you also call your family. So what motivates really you to stay and adapt that community? So that will be my motivation in the future as well, to perhaps be able to live in a community at least a maximum of 2 years. But going beyond what you are doing right now, I don't know whether I can survive. So I find it impressive that you are the only foreigner in that area, and we've been there, and so I really would be interested to know where is the heart that goes with staying there. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. A lot of the areas, like once you get away from the city of Swiring and get out, especially around the areas that are right on the border with Vietnam, they're very, very poor, and there's a lot of them don't have proper roading or sanitation or electricity or water supply. And a lot of my scholarship students come from there. And a lot of the young women don't have a father figure in their life. What I've found about the culture here is the women are the strong ones. So if the men, and I know this is a huge generalization, but a lot of the men turn to drink when their life is going bad, and a lot are going around the country or going to Vietnam or Thailand trying to get work. So at the moment, I've got about 20 Khmer daughters. So a lot of the young women on scholarships call me dad. And my daughter is also very proud of what I'm doing. So she motivates me from afar as well. And it's just seeing these very shy young girls from the village start university, and then seeing these confident young women graduate and go into good jobs in banking or local government or working in the office in the factory. That's where I get my motivation from. And the young man, Parrot, he's totally blind. And if he can overcome those obstacles and be a really good student, it motivates so many of the teachers here, what he is doing.
So community work helps a lot, right? I mean, yeah, I understand. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I get paid enough to live.
Thank you. Any other questions or suggestions? I'm still trying to find Ronald Galindo. I don't see him. I know I saw him in the morning and now he's disappeared. There is only Daisy from CTU at the moment. And we are sort of, we are actually a bit ahead of our schedule because the last presentation didn't take place. But because Ronald is not here, I'd like to once again open the floor for questions. Any or remarks or comments, whether it's on community plan development in the project or whatever topic that was touched upon in the previous presentations. I see Michelle actually online, and I mean I see you got Michelle with your camera on. Thank you. And I saw your post on Facebook about your community development work in SLU. I was absolutely amazed, and I'm looking forward for you to post that on the Facebook page of Erasmus Plus, of our Erasmus Plus project, I mean, friends. But can you just brief the colleagues, speaking of community work and how rewarding this could be? Can you just share a bit about your experience with the community development plan in SLU? I was absolutely amazed to see your post. Please brief the colleagues and the partners about that.
Yeah, I myself was actually in for a shock because I have never been exposed to a tribe for that matter, and also the extent of challenges that are they are faced with. Imagine to be an isolated community, not having internet access. At the same time, electricity just got on in 2017. And so it's not actually saying that my heart bleeds for them, because they don't know otherwise. They're quite happy as they are. Although the difficulty is that they're losing their self-sufficiency, because the environment has not been so good to them, because initially they used to plant kamote, but because of global warming and weather disturbance, now they are transitioning to coffee production and agritourism. So I am actually glad that Friends Project has turned me into an international person, at the same time a community extensionist, being exposed to this. Can you imagine, for those who have read my post, it's actually an isolated community that we left our place at 4 a.m. Actually, our meeting time was 4 a.m. And then we brought with us three 4x4 pickups because we know the terrain. And so when we left Baguio, it was still a long travel, and then it will segue into a rough road, and we're almost close to the ravine all throughout the journey for 21 kilometers. And for me, that has a fear of height, that's not nice. No, that's why I was seated at the middle, and they were all saying, "Oh, look, 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 look at the mountain." And I said, "No, I'm not looking. I'm just looking in front." So that's enough for me. So all throughout, and then once we got there, we were welcomed by cows. And by dogs, and I can stomach the cows, but I don't like the wild dogs. And so I had all people surrounding me so that I can go to that community. So we had to walk, but it's downhill, walking until we get to the school, where that is where they usually hold their meetings. So once we get there, we get to meet the elders of the Iwak tribe. And incidentally, there were also student researchers coming from another university who walked for 9 hours from their barangay. It's like an authority officers, in order to get to that community from the people who are politically managing that community. You have to walk 9 hours. So these students walked for 9 hours. I said, so what are you doing here? But that's from another university, if I may say, Benguet State University. And so we had to interview them, and according to them, they are researching on how is it that the language of that particular community is already becoming extinct, because the what you call the data tells that the ethno linguistic data is already stating that soon it's going to be gone. No? Basically, the dominant language is Ibaloy. That is another dialect in the Philippines. But there is another dialect that that community is speaking, but it is becoming extinct. And so this group of students from Benguet State University are researching on why. And according to the elders, because the teachers that are assigned in that community speak Ibaloy. So they are teaching their kids the Ibaloy, no longer the original dialect. And it's such a loss, if ever, if the next generation will no longer be able to be equipped with that original dialect of theirs. The elders are still into it, but the young generation are not. So added to that, they used to if when we ask how many are you, and they'd say 600 only, but the current physical present is only 274, because many of them have migrated because of the lack of income in that particular community. So and some their history is that they used to be pagans, meaning they believe in animism. So they don't from a Christian point of view. And good thing there's one pastor who came in, and so they changed their habit. So from our end, because they research what we research what that area is all about, we one teacher brought a wine, because when you open the domesticated pig, by the way, the black domesticated clean pig is actually, if you would read it online, it is quite researched already. No, what it means for ritual feasting and cleansing, in order to ward off the bad spirits. And you have to read, once you open the, is it the heart, Ma'am Butter? Is it the heart that they have to read the lines there to know whether the domesticated pig is clean or not? So, and one colleague of ours, a faculty, asked, "Will you be reading the heart? Because if the heart is okay, then we can proceed with the killing and with the cooking." I think Mom Gigi knows better, because she is from Cordillera and I come from Bicol, and that's actually my difficulty in, because I'm usually so talkative. But when I got there, I kept my mouth shut because I couldn't speak the language. So
Mm.
I was speaking a different language, and it's Sir Andrew who's speaking in behalf of me. So whenever I translate, and then he tells them, etc. And I think Ma'am Grace can explain more about the culture of that Cordilleran group.
Thank you so much, because you told us so much.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you agree if I just, for instance,
Yeah.
share your post through my account on the screen? Because
Yeah.
I think it's better if everybody sees what we're talking about. So guys, I hope you can see my screen. Can I get a sign?
Yeah.
So here is probably Michelle in the middle being afraid of heights. I suppose this is the school, right?
Yeah, that's the school.
School, right?
Yeah.
Happy to see the Friends and Erasmus Plus logo
Yeah.
there. So I see you had a lovely session, supposedly promoting the project.
Mhm.
Okay, and I guess this is the ritual
The
you
pig.
are
Yeah.
referring to, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
It's like torturing the pig.
okay, so I'm just going to take the opportunity. Sorry, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I just want to ask, because Ronald, for technical matters, I suppose, is not able to come back because we have another 5 minutes. Can you? I'm wondering if anyone else would like to follow up or add anything on your community development plans. In particular, if colleagues at RTC and Royal Institute of Management in Bhutan can hear us. If you can just brief the audience online as well, I mean the Bhutanese audience, about your community development plans, actually the subject of your community development plans, maybe RTC. Lekia, I hope, and Tanzim, I think you were here in the morning. I hope you're still with us. Can you just share a bit about your community work in Bhutan, within the deliverable 6.4, to be very specific about the project? Lecky and everybody else. Oh, hi, Lecky. I see you're with Tanzim. So you can unmute yourself, maybe. Just unmute yourself.
Christina,
yes.
can you help? Can you hear me?
Now I can see you, we can hear you. So can you brief us about your community development plan in Bhutan?
So as we have already informed you that we had visited our Druxo Institute. So it's one of the vocational institute where we have special needs students, and then we have group of students staying there and then studying and then having their training sessions going on with different kind of skills upgradation. So we thought that rather than identifying a minority group in Bhutan, which we don't have, we thought that we would go on with the vocational institute and then help them with the upgradation of the skills. We had our international students group, and then our IR officers, and then the project related students from bootcamp visit their school, their institute, in late October, I think. And then we also had some events covered with their organization. And recently in our career fair also, we invited them to be a part of our career fair and also our international day. So we think that we being a university, a private university in Bhutan, we can collaborate with our events that are ongoing and then let them know what really internalization at home means, and then let them know that how we are working on internalization at home, and then also give them a special kind of training or a session on our on visiting our campuses, and then also letting to know our international students on one-to-one reactions. So yes, Christina, so we are working on that.
Thank you.
So we haven't really thought about what to do next, but then yes, we have been planning to put up our proposals for all the events that we are doing in our university with them together, and then make them feel that they are not left out or neglected in the society, and then help them feel that they are also a part of the society and they are included in any of the events together. Yes, so that's
Brilliant.
all.
Brilliant. This is what community work and community development plans activity in France should be all about. Not sure if from Royal Institute of Management colleagues can hear me. Sonam was here in the morning. I just want to make a note if Sonam, are you here with us? And also
yes, Krishna.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. Can you brief the audience, in particular online audience in Bhutan, but also everybody else, on your community development plan, the Layap community? Am I pronouncing this properly?
Yes. Actually, like ours is like I received an email from Katrina, like stating to revise the development plan, but just wanted to clarify that like we did on a Layap community, so which is like located in the north of the Bhutan, and it's purely on the mountains. So they are, I think, uh, it used to be 2 days walk before, but now we have a road connectivity. But still, from district headquarters, they had to do a walk. So normally the tourists go there on a hike, and then we also have a grand festival there. So that all I have mentioned in my community development plan. And basically, like the what RM is doing as a community development plan for the Layak community is like we in the past, and then like last year we had like few students from that community. So basically what we plan to do is like henceforth, and then like from henceforth we the students from those community, we don't have in large numbers, they are very few, they, 4 of them were there. So what we do is like we provide them free English courses. So it is a 2-week intensive like courses for them, so they can prepare for their English language, I mean English language certification courses. And then the most important part is like our students, and then our few of our faculties, they tend to like prepare the future students who has recently graduated to prepare for the in order to prepare for the civil service exam, entrance exam. So that is a major thing that happens in Bhutan. So before any students get into a civil service, so that's like where the RM, like we give a free tutorials. Hello.
Yes, you're audible. Go ahead. Yes,
Okay,
Sonam.
so because I think I have some connectivity issue. Anyways, so this is where like RM we come in, and then we give a free tutorial sessions to those students, and then we prepare them to sit for that exam. And now like we have so that's like a major highlight of our community development plan. So what we are doing, so it's like not purely like we could not like purely do everything for that community itself, but like if there are some other students who are interested, so we bring them along and then train them.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think I hope this is also much appreciated by your peers and colleagues from other universities in Bhutan, and also, of course, by us. To all of you, our information about the community development plans of all the 12 universities in Asia involved in this project are already uploaded, are to be uploaded when provided before the end of the project on our website, and you can search for those under each and every university's Friends Tea House activities. So I'm taking the opportunity to encourage you to look us up on the internet, go through our website, get in touch with us if you have any questions about the activities and the project in general. And now a final gentle reminder, a request to all of you who will be attending the Brokerage session, the networking session, to start in 15 minutes sharp at 11:30 sharp. May I please ask you to again rename yourselves on the registration link? Please do not leave the room. You're staying here in this Zoom link, and at 11:25 actually we will be starting the breakout session. Participants allocation to their own room, so to speak. Again, just to debrief you on the rules, we will have 5 different rooms with universities in potential partners from universities in Bhutan, and colleagues to move around will be the friends partners, like we're going to have a Europe, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Cambodia, group, moving around, visiting the 5 different rooms in Bhutan, again, for us to be able to send you to your own breakout session at the right time. May I please ask you to change your registration to country _ university _ your name, and this is how we're gonna know where to send you to, which room to allocate you to. We're gonna have now literally like 10-minute refreshment break, and at 11:25, around that time, we'll be starting allocating people to their breakout sessions. Again, thank you in advance for your patience. There might be slight delays because we can't allocate everyone at the same time to their room, but rest assured we are on it. And I hope we'll have a very successful networking session, and hopefully many new partnerships between universities in Bhutan and partner universities in France are to be born today. It's initiated at least, and I just want to remind you all that the new call, it was mentioned yesterday by Adrian, the new call for capacity building projects, but also for international credit mobility in Erasmus Plus is expected to be published in the next couple of weeks. And we personally at UM are looking forward to extending our network of partners in Bhutan for the purposes of international credit mobility projects in the future in the next call. So I guess that's one option to collaborate. Short break, don't leave. We'll be back at 11:25, starting the allocation of the rooms. And good luck to everyone with the breakout sessions. As one final remark, once we're finished, we won't be taking 15-minute break. We're just going to gather after the final breakout session here, where we are right now, and have a closing and a wrap up and a closing debriefing session. So thank you for your contribution in the next 2 hours. See you soon again here. Thank you. Most of us hopefully most of us are back from the speed dating sessions, and let's wait for an instant or two just to ensure that my colleagues have helped everyone to return to the main place that is here. I think there are a couple of, basically almost everyone is back. So thank you so much for your contribution and participation in this these last networking sessions. I was part of the European session, and I really enjoyed meeting and talking to partners, new and current and potentially new future partners of ours. And I'd like to give the floor to the audience for questions, remarks, reflections. Maybe so we want to summarize basically the results of the last 2 days and close the event. I just want to add before I give you the floor that this is these 2 days, at least for us here at UM as the initiator of this project, as the coordinator of this project, have been a real festive occasion. So we felt that this is the opportunity to not only look back and report on what we all have co-created in this and achieved in this project, but also to sort of celebrate the impact the project has had and the results partners across Asia have achieved with this project. So, like I said, it's been a festive occasion for all of us here at the UM, and I'd like to hear about you, any of your about your reflections, also about the concerning, with regards to the networking session. So is there anything you would like to add, share, mention? I rely on you being proactive in this session, just like you've been throughout the last 4 years. Anyone brave enough to take the floor? Or shall I just presume that Andy would like to add something? And then...
Okay, well, it has been a great couple of days, and I think there's a lot we've actually heard from different types of participants, whether it's the students, whether it's the experts that started the session yesterday. And I think it's good to know that, I think if you take the definitions and how internationalization at home was initiated, looking at what we've been doing, it fits that perfectly. I think we are all working towards that goal of providing students with those skills and the opportunities to be globally aware, and then be able to, the term we use at APU is, to learn, unlearn and relearn. It isn't always a case of what you learn in the classroom in that module is going to keep you going for the rest of your lives. You have to be able to adapt. And I think being able to interact with people from different backgrounds, different cultures, that diversity will help you to rethink your attitudes and continue to evolve. That's what I think we want. And then looking into the future with the discussions with the different groups. For those groups where I was halfway through a sentence and we got cut off, don't worry, it probably wasn't very exciting, so don't worry about that. But looking at possibilities of enhancing our networks. Jason was mentioning in one of our groups, it's important that when we get to the end of this session, it isn't a case of, that's it, it's all finished, bye-bye, it was nice knowing you. We have to keep working together, we have to keep pushing forwards, and we have to ensure that these friendships and these collaborations are sustainable into other areas. They may be funded, they may not be, but I think it's important that we all keep in touch with one another and see what we can do moving forwards into other more exciting areas. I'll finish.
Thank you, Andy. Just to remind everyone that this is the Google Drive where all the recording, all the introduction cards are uploaded, and anyone who was part of today's networking sessions should be able to access this information, the contact data, the information about the different partner universities, and hopefully follow up on this and take advantage of this type of information. So again, this is basically public within our extended now friends family, extended with the addition of new partners from Bhutan. I'm wondering if anyone from Thailand would like to summarize the experience you guys have in your journey along the 5 breakout sessions. First of all, thank you to all of you in Thailand to being present at this networking session with such a big number of colleagues attending. Who's going to take the floor on behalf of Thailand? Varun, can you do that? I see. Thank you. I see you smiling, so I presume you will agree.
Okay, thank you so much, Christina. Yes, the breakout session, or the we call it as the speed dating, is quite like a new experience to me. Yeah, at the beginning of the session, yeah, we didn't really know what to do, you know. But after the first session, yeah, then we all know that we have quite like a limited time. Yeah, we can like manage our time a lot better. Yeah, it has been such a good experience, and also it was a very like a good opportunity to get to know our Bhutanese colleagues, especially for Payap University. We're gonna have the opportunity to visit Bhutan next month, so it will be our great opportunity to have this breakout session, because then next month we will have the opportunity to meet our like our Bhutanese colleagues again in person. Yes.
I know, thank you.
Yes, back to the speed dating session. Yes, I would think I know that the whole conference we have quite limited time. No, but after we have been through the breakout session, we just wish we have a little bit more time to get to know each other a little bit more. Yes. Thank you very much to everyone. Yeah, it was such a very nice opportunity for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varun. Thank you so much. I know you're going to Bhutan along with colleagues from UM, because I just want to tell the rest of the colleagues, we have another project, joint project with these two universities. So it's a youth project and a good example of follow-up cooperation with partners from this community of friends here. And indeed, once you're there, I mean, in person in Bhutan, it would be lovely, I suppose, to actually meet those partners you've speed dated today in the framework of 15 minutes per session. So yeah, that's wonderful. I'm not sure if we have a colleague with us from Cambodia at the moment. I know they have problems with internet connection very often, but I see actually that we have a large number of Philippine colleagues being here. If anyone would like to take the lead and summarize the experience of yours meeting new potential partners from Bhutan, that would be lovely. I suppose I can count on SLU and Richelle or UC, whoever is willing to share and reflect on this experience you had over the last an hour and a half. Please do that. Richelle, you're nodding. Are you going to do that?
I think I will nominate Grace to speak in our behalf.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Grace.
For our experience, we usually have networking, which is face-to-face. So this is also the first time that we're having it virtually. What makes it different is, of course, it's one-sided. I mean, we present our university. It was very difficult to have feedback. And at the moment, you will not know which university really is going to contact you or something. So, and that is a strange experience for us. I mean, you know the university, but how about the person you're talking to? So I think that's different when you have face-to-face, like you are, and you things like that. So we not only share our university, but we also probably are to share ourselves as part of this friend project. But anyway, we brought with us our cards, our videos, etc. And we are hoping that we will have a partner university in the near future. So that's an insight.
Exactly. I fully second the thought and the idea that meeting in person is always much more beneficial in terms of potential future collaboration. The message comes across easier when you talk to partners face to face. And let's hope that with the pandemic literally phasing out sooner rather than later, all of us, some of us will have the chance again to reconnect and meet in person. It would have been much better indeed to talk to partners from Bhutan while being there, but then there is the beauty also of the online communication. That means that now more partners from various universities were able to actually join these sessions, and whatever information they found interesting and appealing, to take it from there, follow up through the introduction cards, and hopefully establish new partnerships in the future. Finally, I'd like to give the floor to the most important country for us over the course of the last 2 days, and the most largely represented country in the Friends project, that is Bhutan. We had a high number of colleagues from Bhutan outside the project, which is really fantastic. Thank you all for your interest towards the project. And also, again, thank you to the organizers, the Friends partners at RTC and Royal Institute of Management. I'd like to give you guys the floor in Bhutan to reflect on your experience with meeting all of us for an instant or two in the course of the last hour and a half, and to maybe also summarize your impressions from the last 2 days and from the project, to the extent you've managed to obtain information about. Who would be the one to take the lead in Bhutan? Samir, can you, as a representative of RTC, actually the most important institution in the course of the last 2 days in terms of organization, can you brief the partners about your experience and maybe also some forward-looking plans for future cooperation?
Yes, thank you. I'm sure Leki and the team have coordinated closely with the partner institutions across the 5 Asian countries and the European countries over the last almost 4 years. So they have their linkages that they have brought to us, rest of us as well, and we'll definitely count on them to lead us forward. I think reflecting on the conference for the last 2 days, we'd like to acknowledge all the partners here for the valuable contributions from within Bhutan and from the different countries. Thank you so much for all your presentations. There were quite a lot that we had not expected, because, as you know, the idea of globalization and internationalization is very broad. So to bring in so many new perspectives that we really had not had the opportunity to bring together like this before was extremely valuable. Starting from the definitions of internationalization itself. So one thing I definitely took away, and a realization that was made right then yesterday, was that Bhutan's education system was internationalized from the beginning. It came as a wholly international education system. Our students learn in English from pre-primary onwards, since the start of primary and higher education in Bhutan in the late 1960s. It was a wholly international education system, lock, stock, and barrel, just picked up, taken, and brought into Bhutan. So it had a very unique, including the higher education level, because the first degrees offered in Bhutan were affiliated with an international university. Actually, that was the degree granting body. What we realize now is that that definition is not enough. Just to say that we did that is not enough to say that it was an internationalized curriculum or that the education was internationalized. Rather, I quite appreciated the terminology of pluriform perspectives, and would propose we all, at least as academics, try to move in that or any other suggested directions, because there is just so much connotation that comes with the word international just for the sake of being across national boundaries. It's not enough to capture the whole scope of what we're trying to do. Rather, what Bhutan's journey has shown is that the importance of mixing those perspectives and pluriform perspectives. And now, as a participant in a multinational project such as this, do we realize what components of that we have been doing all along in a way. In fact, it was perhaps very international and then finally more and more localized and trans-local as we have been doing as a nation. And that journey is still continuing. But the components of the sort of sub-tools of internationalization, and I think the deep engagement which some of our
I think connection broke.
partner presentations to say we're doing exchanges of staff, students, and so on, or that we have a course here and there that is about internationalization or about intercultural competencies. Internalizing the internationalization is extremely difficult and a long process. And I think hearing very specific examples of it that were shared in the last 2 days were extremely useful and important to give confidence that yes, it is possible and it does happen over time, and there are some small steps that we can all take. So thank you very much, and a big thank you to the lead institution, initiator, and organizer at VUM for allowing all of this to come out. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you too. Thank you, Samir. Anyone from Bhutan, maybe from colleagues who are outside or have been up until yesterday outside the Friends family, who recently just joined us through this process of getting to know each other in the networking sessions. Maybe would anyone like to share some reflections, maybe plans for future cooperation? We are among friends here within our family, so please feel free to talk. I mean, this is already a close community. Okay, maybe I know it's Friday and it's late afternoon in Bhutan and also in Asia, so maybe everyone is already tired. I'd like to ask if anyone else would like to add anything as a conclusion, maybe a representative of the European partners. Aisha, are you there? Because you are, as I mentioned earlier, Aisha has been always a very supportive and strong ally of the Friends project. Yuri, as a Silesian University, I don't know, would you like to add something, given in light of your experience during the last 2 hours?
Well, I would like to thank you, first of all, for this opportunity of meeting all of you here. I would like to thank you for the wonderful organization. And the words I will take with me home are the words of Mr. Samir Patel, who made me realize that student exchange or internationalization or inviting others to visit us from different nationalities help us appreciate what we have in our countries, as we don't notice it on a daily basis, but they help us to see it and appreciate it, which is true. So that's real lovely. And yes, we welcome everyone to join our Erasmus Plus program or any other projects. We are very much open to international cooperation, and which we already do in our university, but we are always happy to expand and to get to know other universities, to invite others to cooperate with us. So yes, please feel free to get in touch with us. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For everything.
Thank you. Say hello to lovely Gliwice from all of us who were there in the summer. Anyone else? Well, if not, this is like it was mentioned so sweetly by Daisy in the morning, our student, our boot camper. This is not the end of the beginning. I mean, this might be the end of the formal project implementation period. that is about to actually literally end on the 14th of November. But hopefully this is also the beginning at the same time of numerous new partnerships with universities in Bhutan. I'd like to once again thank everyone for being present and active and proactive and supportive during the course of the last 2 days. It's much appreciated, and I really hope that now we have a much bigger friends family here present to sustain the project lifetime. Have a lovely evening. We'll be in touch. Follow us on Facebook, and don't forget to visit our website. We are in the process of uploading a lot of new information. We keep receiving from partners evidence of completed events, evidence of impact of the project. So stick with us and stay tuned for more news in Friends beyond November 14th. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening and afternoon. Bye.